Bring him on. We get Mark Sanchez for a half hour. Like it, we love it. Mark Sanchez.
Half hour.
You're even
Somebody bailed?
No,
sick or something?
we're bringing you up. So, by the way, you got the Seahawks and Geno Smith. I saw a stat, and again, I'm flying through stuff in the morning, but I saw a stat like Geno Smith is the blankety-blank most accurate quarterback on deep balls or something, and I'm just like, wow, wow, wow. So you talked a little bit about this last time, the Geno you know and the Geno now. Let's talk a little bit about, first of all, DK Metcalf, Lockett, Kenneth Walker. They're obviously building an offense around Geno's strengths. If I had never seen the Seahawks play, what is that offense? Define it for me.
First and second down, you're getting runs, run action, nakeds, throws out of the pocket, and quick game. Third down, game plan specific with DK and Lockett, either one or two in the read. Sprinkle in some tight end stuff, sprinkle in some halfback stuff. Third and, 8+, incredibly conservative. If you can hit one of 5 of those, you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's essentially what they are.
And that's kind of Pete's mindset, isn't it?
No doubt. And that's that old school West Coast mindset. It's keep the quarterback on track. And quarterback, keep the offense on track, ahead of the sticks. Get him on the move. If he can throw on the run, let's do it. Marry up. I love what they do. They marry up either the zone read runs or any kind of runs from under center with their play action game. So the exact same motions, the exact same personnels, you got a run out of it or 2 runs out of it. Some sort of downhill gap trap run, and then maybe some sort of zone outside, designer type run for a specific defense. And then you have the exact same formation, exact same action, whatever it is by the quarterback, turns his back to the defense, puts it in his belly, flips around, snaps his head around, boom, and now surveys the defense. And a lot of times, on those 10 times they run action, he'll dump it down to the back because there's nothing wrong with that because those guys can really go after they get the ball in their hands. So it's an extended version of the run game. It all looks, feels, and sounds the same. It's a great plan right now, and Waldron's really dialing them up.
So let's talk Giants. They had a rough afternoon, didn't do much. We've said this about Daniel Jones. Obviously, he's a big-time – he's a pro quarterback. We know he's talented. But in this league, the way it works, Mark, at the end of your first contract, you either get the bag or they're not extending you.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground. Blake Bortles was the very rare, we'll give you a couple years, 20.
Right.
So it's bag or it's not. And once you go to the big money, now we can't have that second great corner. We can't have an off-ball linebacker. So what happens is in that second contract, Mark, as you know, now you got to have a little special in you.
Sure.
Because the roster's not going to look like Baker's roster on his rookie contract or Goff. But, right?
Right.
So that's the question with Daniel. Not that he can quarterback, but these are the years you got to make hay. Is he a 10-year? What do you...
I think he's shown plenty. I think if you wanted to structure it in a way where he's got to perform, have more of a performance-based contract, I'm sure the team's going to push for that because they're going to make that same argument to his agent, and the agent has one job, right? Rep the player, get him as much money in that bag as you can. So I understand his argument, but the team's going to be like, dude, we still got a lot of holes to fill, namely wide receiver. And what he's shown me with this group, his ability to make the right decisions and learn how to win with this group, as banged up as they are, giving away 14 points on special teams by fumbling 2 punts, not even muffing the punts, but like you secured the ball and now you just cough it up. You can't win like that. It's almost impossible. And he still took care of the football. He's got to be thrown to the tightest windows in the game right now.
Right.
And my man's doing it like it's just automatic. So I think I've seen enough. Me personally, the team's going to have to decide on that one. But between him and Barkley, they gotta figure it out. And most importantly for those guys, like if you want to win moving forward, would you potentially take a little bit less, both of you,
Yes.
go to the table together almost like, all right, dude, we're doing this. It's you and me. It's the Big Apple. Let's get as many good players as possible. That's one way to approach it, but that's obviously having a lot of good faith in everybody that everybody's going to get taken care of and all that. So it's that's the worst part about this deal, but they'll get it figured out.
Okay.
I think he's playing his butt off though.
So it was funny the other day in our morning meeting, which lasts about an hour and a half. I was doing a Bears thing, so I wrote down some names and I put Chase Claypool. Yeah. I said if I was the Bears,
I thought he would go to the Giants.
Well, I said I would draft Jordan Addison if I was the Bears with my first pick, and I would go get Chase Claypool. And so during the show, it broke. These guys as my witness.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, because we thought it made sense. He's
no insider trading info?
No. Mooney's small. He's a big.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's like they needed a different.
Mapletron.
Yep. So they needed a different body type. So you tell me. So they're throwing this in to Justin Fields. It's Luke Getsy's doing a good job. But what should I expect this weekend? Will he be in the game plan?
He'll definitely be in the game plan. We actually have their game in 2 weeks. But it's almost like when we brought in Braylon my rookie year.
Yes.
We brought him in like week 4. Yeah, I think he came in week 4. He's going to be able to run big ends. He's going to be able to run goal line stuff. He's going to be pack everybody in tight. He'll be the single receiver. You want a one-on-one, just throw him a fade. And we'll have a run called with it. But, stuff on the backside of routes, it's just like bang aid or easy, the 12-yard post and stuff that he's really good at, that big body guys are really good at.
Yeah. They box you out.
Now, if it's like, 3rd and 6 and we need a designer route inside and read this guy and feel that guy, probably not what you want to major in this week. Give him some basic A to B, like straight line, easy stuff, and just let it happen because he's going to demand respect, right? He's going to command respect from the defense. So now you just remind Justin, you haven't had this before, maybe in college, but now every time he's on the backside of like a 3-by-1 set, right? Just check him. What's that backside safety doing? Is he helping or is he one-on-one? And if he's one-on-one,
go.
Be ready to make, cut that thing loose over there to the big guy. So I just think you can really simplify the game that way for a couple weeks as you catch him up in the game plan. But it's a little easier for somebody like McCaffrey or somebody who makes a big transition like that. I mean, there's just such an ensemble cast. It's like he probably feels a little bit of relief.
Sure.
Like, I don't have to tote the rock 40 times a game.
That's right.
And catch 12 balls and and return punt. Like, no, you're okay. You're good.
I want to talk about this. So there's a lot of theories out there why Russell's so bad. I don't believe he's washed. I don't think you go from a B-plus quarterback to terrible. So a lot of people say Denver wanted Aaron Rodgers. That's why they hired Hackett. So they got Hackett in. Aaron didn't come. So they settled for Russell. And Hackett's like, well, this is my offense. It's the Aaron offense.
Sure.
Now, Jason pushed back and said, come on, you shouldn't have more than one offense. You should be. But there are, like Kyle Shanahan's got his scheme. McVay's got his scheme. I can tweak off it, but this is what I largely do. Maybe we're wrong. You tell me. What if Hackett was expecting Aaron, got Russell, and he has a base foundational belief system, and this is what it is? Are coordinators like that?
I think those guys are being phased out.
Okay.
Because you have to adapt. The playbook's this big, but we can only run this based on our personnel. Certain teams, you can only run this.
Wow.
Good Lord, we need draft picks. We need to trade. Like, we got a lot of work. Well, as the thing grows, and you got to imagine, instead of the offense being like this lifeless book with a bunch of names, numbers, and drawings in it, it's a breathing, living thing that evolves over time. That's why consistency and having same coaches, same players over time, the Kelce's and Mahomes and Andy Reid and Bieniemy, it starts to grow. Now, there's counters off of your counter and a counter off of that, and it just becomes more than it ever was, but it has to start somewhere. And a lot of times, the infancy and beginning stages of these offenses are ugly. They're ugly. When Tom Brady went to the Bucs for 7 weeks, it was rough.
Yeah.
Right? They were 4-3 at the break, whatever. Matt Stafford last year. I mean, it's a transitional deal. New quarterback, new offense. Now, some of the stuff that they're missing carries over no matter what offense you're on.
Yeah.
Right? No matter what offense you're in. Certain mistakes that Russ has made outside the pocket where he's the best, those can't happen. I don't care who's calling the plays. If you're calling your own plays, that can't happen, right? Same thing with Zach Wilson. Some of those mistakes, we'll get into them. But it's the offense has to be curtailed to your players. You have some concepts that you want to teach those players, but at the same time, you got to adapt to what you have, or it's just not going to work.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.